ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਸੁਖਪ੍ਰੀਤ। ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੇਰੇ YouTube ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ। ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਵੀਡੀਓ IELTS ਰੀਡਿੰਗ ਜਸਟ ਨੋ ਨਾਟ ਗਿਵਨ ਔਰ ਟਰੂ ਫਾਲਸ ਨਾਟ ਗਿਵਨ ਟਾਈਪ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਹੈ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਟ੍ਰਿਕੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਕਿਸ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਲਗਾ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਆਸਾਨ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਲੈਟਸ ਗੈਟ ਸਟਾਰਟਡ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸੌਰਟ ਆਫ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੋ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੋ। ਦੋ ਟ੍ਰਿਕਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਦੀ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪੈਸੇਜ ਗਿਵਨ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਟਾਈਟਲ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰੀਡ ਆਊਟ ਕਰੋ। Read the title first so that you can get the general idea. So you can get to know from the title that what the whole reading is all about. So you need not to read the whole passage. The passages in the IELTS are not meant to read. So just read the title in order to get the general idea so that you get to know that what the whole passage is all about. Second is skimming and scanning. So this is the basic trick that you have to develop in the IELTS reading. So skimming means you just find the main keywords from the question, get those keywords, that is skimming, and after that do the scanning part, that is to locate the synonyms of those keywords from the passage. So if you have the strong command over this technique, then you can easily find your answers in no time. You can easily find the answers and also save your lot of time in the IELTS reading, because in IELTS reading, time is the limit. So you just have to work on these techniques. Today we will practice on these type of tricks so that you can easily solve these type of true, false, not given and just no, not given type of questions. So first of all, as you know, in the reading, you will be given 2 pages of passage. So in this reading passage 1, so the title will be there. फिर सब तो पहला title जड़ा है उन्हें read out करोगे. So title here is importance of children's play. So it is very simple. So you can understand that children's play are very important. So what is the importance of children's play? We have a general idea that what is the importance of the children's play. So here are the questions given, true, false, not given. So what you have to do, just read the question first, and after that divide the question into 3 parts. So divide the question into 3 parts. So first part is children with good self-control, right? And they are known to be likely to do well at school later on. So what you will have to do, divide the question into 3 parts. After that, after dividing that question into 3 parts, you will check from the passage if you are getting all the 3 information, all the 3 parts of the information from the passage. That means you are getting all the 3 parts of the information in the passage, your answer would be true, right? If you get only 2 parts of information, any 2 parts of the information, then the answer would be false. If you are getting 2 parts of information, 1 part of the information is contradictory. That means opposite, right? If you are getting 2 parts of information and 1 part of information is contradictory or opposite, then the answer would be false. And if you are getting only 1 part of information and 2 part of information is missing, or you are not getting the information, any information about the 2 parts, only 1 part of information is present, then the answer would be not given in that case. So this is the formula 3. This is the formula 3, 2, 1. If 3 parts of information present, then answer is true. If 2 parts of information is present, but the condition is the opposite information, then it is false. And if only 1 part of information is present, answer is not given. So 3 to 1 formula will be there. So in the 9th question, children with good self-control, known to be likely to do well, they are likely to do well. The children with self-control, with good self-control, later, right? So ਉਹ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਚ self control ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ later on. So now we have this information. We will check the information from the passage. So we look for the information. So here, greater self, children with greater self-control, right? So what else? They are more successful when in the long run. They are more successful in the long run. So first part of the information, second part of the information, and third part of the information. So that means all the three part of information is present. So answer is true. One thing I will also guide you over here. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੋ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਟਰੂ ਫਾਲਸ ਨਾਟ ਗਿਵਨ ਔਰ ਜਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਟ ਗਿਵਨ ਟਾਈਪ ਦੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਸੇਮ ਆਰਡਰ ਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪੈਸੇਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਸੋ ਆਨਸਰਸ in the order in the same way as they are present in the passage as the information is present in the passage so same way or same order will be followed so if you are getting the answer of ninth from here if the answer of ninth is in these lines then to look for the question of 10 you will move ahead right so you need not to go beyond that right so if somehow you are getting answer of 11th here, the answer of 10th would be here only. So ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 9th answer ਇੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਹੈ ਔਰ suppose ਤੁਸੀਂ 11th ਦਾ answer ਇਹਨਾਂ ਲਾਈਨਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ 10th ਦਾ answer ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਲਾਈਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ. Right? So 10th question is again do the same technique, divide the information into three parts. The way a child plays. The way a child plays provide information about medical problems. So first is the way a child plays. ਉਹ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੱਚਾ ਖੇਡਦਾ ਹੈ provide information ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ medical problems ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ. So the way the child play gives us information about what medical problems. So medical problems are the disorders. Problems means disorders, right? So children at play can give important clues. Important clues means give information or give or provide, right? Information about disorders. So this is a disorder. So these are the medical problems. So give us information about the disorders. So important clues, the way the child play, the children at play gives us information about the important thing. So all the three information is again present. Child, how the child play gives the important information about the medical problems. So all three type of information is present here. So in this part, you will get the answer true. Right? Next, playing with dolls was found to be benefit girls writing more than boys writing. So in this statement, it is very clear there is a comparison. So word than is used for making comparison, right? So comparison between girls writing and boys writing. So here, playing with dolls. Playing with dolls found to benefit girls more than boys, right? So here I am also sharing with you very important trick of not given. If you get any sort of information where the comparison is made and also the degree, like more, less, more than, less than, if you come across with these type of words, the answer will 99% not given. But somehow we will check that, right? So here the answer of the 10th was here, right? So 11th also be here. So we will look for the dolls, playing with dolls. Again, another words was making comparison between girls writing and boys writing. Children writing. Boys writing more, girls writing more, no words are there. So only playing with the dolls, single information is there. other two informations are not there. So no information regarding this, no regarding the benefits, only playing with dolls. So one information is present. So if you get only single information, answer is not given. So in this case, your answer is not given. Fine. So now move on to the next questions. Children had problems thinking of ideas when they first created the story with Lego. So here, Lego. Lego starts with capital letters. So that means it is a proper noun, name of a person. So it is easy to find, to locate that word from the passage. So Lego. With Lego, matlab Lego de noun. Children had problems, right? ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ problems ਸੀਗੀਆਂ, had. ਕਾਹਦੀਆਂ problems ਸੀਗੀਆਂ? Thinking of ideas, ਸੋਚਣ ਦੀਆਂ, ideas ਦੀਆਂ, ਕਦੋਂ? When they first created the story with Lego. ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ story create ਕੀਤੀ Lego ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, right? So we look for the word Lego. It is easy to locate because proper noun, first letter capital. So here Lego, right? Now we will have to look whether they are able to get on their ideas or not, right? So here created the story with Lego. First created the story with Lego, right? So we are getting the information of this part. With similar results, they had always previously had children saying they did not know what to write. They did not know what to write. However, you know, the information given after however is the opposite to the information given before the however information. So here they are saying did not know what to write. However, with the Leo, they learned, not even a single child said this. They did not know what to write previously. Previously, the children had problems. They did not know what to write. But with Lego, they did not have any problem. Not even a single child said about the problem, right? So that means the information is opposite. So you know, in the opposite case, what we are saying, information is false. So children had problems thinking of ideas when they first created the story with the Lego. But here they are saying that the information, they had problems when they created the story with Lego. But in the passage, information was that they did not have any problem. They did not, even the single child had no problem with the ideas. They did not have any problem. Not even a single child had a problem of thinking. So information is false. Now come up with next question. People nowadays regard children's play as less significant than they did in the past. Right? So here, again you will say that, ma'am, here is than, so it would be not given. No. If you are getting a degree, then only it would be not given. If the word than, but condition is that the degree is there. More, less, degree is mentioned, then the not given technique will be applied. Otherwise, you have to check the information from the passage, right? So in this case, there is a comparison. There is a word than. There is no degree mentioned in the sentence. So here, people nowadays regard children's play as less significant than they did in the past. This less is not used before the than. So this less is for the significant, less significant. So this less is used before the significant, not before the than, right? So people nowadays synonyms today, you can look for these words today, now, present, right? So if you look for these words, then you will immediately get to know that the information is here only. So you just look for the words now, present, right here in the passage. Now the landscape is very different, debated, right? These topics these days are debated. So the statement was saying that people nowadays regard child's play. ਅੱਜਕੱਲ ਲੋਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਚਾਈਲਡ ਪਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਲੈਸ ਸਿਗਨੀਫੀਕੈਂਟ ਕੰਸੀਡਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਕਦੋਂ ਨਾਲੋਂ, ਪਾਸਟ ਨਾਲੋਂ. So we will look for the information comparison with the past and less significant. So now this scenario is different. Scenario is different and it is highly debatable. Okay, ji? So what is that? The recent decades ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ? Child's play has been lost importance. So importance ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ lost ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ, and it is regarded as something trivial. So it is regarded as a trivial. So trivial, what does this word mean? Trivial is less significant. So less significant, right? So these days the child's play has lost the significance and it is regarded as the trivial subject. It has regarded as a less significant as compared to the past. What is the answer? Answer is true, because comparison is there, less significant is there, and nowadays information is making comparison between the present and the past. So in this way, you can solve the tricky questions like true, false, not given, yes, no, not given with these type of techniques. And these techniques are highly useful. So practice on these techniques. ਮੇਰਾ ਇਹ ਮੰਨਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਟ੍ਰਿਕੀ ਹੋਵੇ, ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਮਾਂ ਵੀ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਈਜ਼ੀਲੀ ਸੋਲਵ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਸੁਪ੍ਰੀਤ, ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਗਲੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਨਵੀਆਂ ਟੈਕਨੀਕਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਪੀਟੀ ਔਰ ਆਈਐਲਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਕੋਰ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਪਰੂਵ ਕਰ ਸਕੋ. ਧੰਨਵਾਦ.